I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I actually fell asleep during the first 30 minutes of SmackDown Live tonight. And you know what? I didn't care. I didn't care. I had it on DVR. I always do, just in case I'm not home or I'm running late coming back from my mom's house, or if I'm at my mom's house and I'm watching it and then I want to leave in the middle of the show, I can go back and DVR what I missed while I was driving back to my place. You know, that type of thing. Always got it on DVR, no matter what. But I fell asleep during the first 30 minutes of the show. And I honestly did not care. I am so mentally drained from WWE. I am mentally and physically drained from WWE. I have never... I think this is my lowest point. I think this is my lowest point. Now, I do this because, A, I have to. But more importantly, I do it because you guys love it. And I would feel kind of off if I didn't do a video on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It's an every week, every day thing. I usually take one day off. It might be Wednesday or Thursday where I don't upload a video. Wednesday's NXT. Thursday I might take off. But normally I'm here 6 out of the 7 days in the week. But I am so emotionally detached from the WWE product right now. I've never seen a product like this. It has no heart. It has no soul. It's not genuine. Everything WWE does just feels forced. It's not natural. It's not organic. I'm just desensitized to everything that they do, man. And you know, the funny thing is, we're not even one full week into the Survivor Series build, and I'm already dreading the next 3 weeks. This week's Survivor Series build, the way that they started it all off, I am dreading the next 3 weeks. The next 3 weeks are going to feel like 3 months. That's how bad it's been already. This company, coming out of WrestleMania 33, has put on some of the worst television I think I've ever seen. Coming out of SummerSlam, it's been equally as bad. Going into Survivor Series, it's been equally as bad. I mean, just look at this show, man. We talked about this on Monday Night Raw. Jinder Mahal, whatever the fuck Kurt Angle was calling him yesterday. Or like Paul Heyman, Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. I'm actually hearing rumors of John Cena being the special guest referee. Baron Corbin versus The Miz. Like anybody wants to see that garbage. Alexa Bliss versus Natalya. We got Raw versus SmackDown for the men and the women. I'm hearing that there's going to be another 2 possibly Survivor Series matches added. Obviously, the Cruiserweights are going to get their time to shine at the Survivor Series. We've pretty much seen what the match is going to be on Monday Night Raw last night. This show, and it's not even this show, it's all of the Big Four this year, have been absolutely dreadful. These should be some of WWE's best booked shows. And every one of them have just failed miserably all year. I am desensitized to the entire product, man, and I know everybody's feeling the same way. There's no hiding it. There's no sugarcoating anything. I have people come to me every single day and tell me, JD, I don't even watch the product anymore. I watch you, and I get my fill of WWE news and how the show has gone through you. I don't even watch it anymore. Some people are doing other things. Some people are playing video games. Or, like tonight, some people tweeted me, I'm not even watching SmackDown Live. I'm watching the World Series. That's how desensitized people are to the WWE nowadays. It's like, it's not even worth watching. Why put yourself through 2 hours of show? Tonight, it felt like 4 hours. Why put yourself through 3 hours of Monday Night Raw on Monday when you can catch the entire thing and all the important pieces on YouTube or their Twitter account? It's like they don't even want to watch. It's like they don't even want you to watch the show. I do this because you guys want it. I do it because I have to. I would feel weird if I didn't do a video on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday for NXT. But I'm letting you guys know right now, I am nearing no emotion towards this product because they're not emitting emotion back to me. Everything that they have done and everything that they continue to do just has no feeling. It's garbage. It is absolutely garbage, and I'm not the only one that's feeling that way. This show was a complete miss. A complete miss. If you missed tonight's show, you missed nothing. Nothing. This entire show was revolved around the possibility of Raw infiltrating SmackDown Live. And you know what? By the end of the night, they didn't do it. And I never expected it to happen. Do you want to know why I never expected it to happen? Because why would it? It would be bad storytelling. It would be bad booking. SmackDown got the first hit on Monday Night Raw. Great. They crossed the line, and the battle line is drawn in the sand. Fine. For this meaningless brand split conflict. And then goons, they come at me and they complain to me about what I said. Well, JD, you wanted brand conflict. You got it. What are you complaining about? This is not the brand conflict that I wanted. I wanted brand conflict in the way of cheap shots on SmackDown Live. Throwing quick jabs at Monday Night Raw on Tuesday. And Monday Night Raw throwing quick jabs at SmackDown on Monday. Not necessarily, wrestlers coming over from Raw and going to SmackDown and vice versa. Either brand's name is not dropped on these shows. So, why am I to pretend like it's important? It's not. And with 4 weeks left till Survivor Series and WWE now starting whatever conflict this is, it doesn't really mean anything. If it was that important, it should have been done over the span of a few months. It doesn't have to be a full year. Full year would be a little bit too much. I've been stating that it should have been an entire year build. Started in the summertime. If you know your end goal is going to be Survivor Series and it's going to be Raw and SmackDown, why not start it early? Come up with creative ways to fuse these brands and kind of throw some salt on Monday Night Raw and throw some pepper on SmackDown Live. It's like, why is anybody going to pretend like this is important 4 weeks to go before the Survivor Series pay-per-view when it's Raw versus SmackDown? Doesn't make any sense to me. And then the entire show, like I said, was built around Raw possibly infiltrating. Why would Raw attack SmackDown Live tonight? They're not going to attack them tonight. They're not going to attack them next week. They're not going to attack them in week 3. That would be bad storytelling, like I said. Because if they attack them early, that is the one biggest revolving piece around this storyline. They're not going to give that away. Monday Night Raw is going to attack SmackDown Live when they least expect it. A couple of weeks ago, Daniel Bryan was on the show tonight. Shane McMahon was like, Bryan, don't worry about it. They didn't attack anybody tonight. They weren't here. They didn't show up. And then Daniel Bryan's the one with the level head. Yeah, they didn't do it tonight, but it's coming. And it's going to be your ass. It's in your job description, not mine. You're the commissioner. I'm not. You were the one who infiltrated. I didn't. It's not going to be week 2. It's not going to be week 3. Shane McMahon's going to get comfortable with the fact that, well, maybe Monday Night Raw is not going to infiltrate, so we can go on about our business. And then when they least expect it, Monday Night Raw is going to show up, and they're going to do the same thing that SmackDown did last night to them on Tuesday. It's either going to happen in week 3 or week 4. It's going to happen in week 3 or the go-home show of SmackDown Live. Just to give you that last push to get into the Survivor Series pay-per-view. So no shit they didn't attack tonight. There's no reason for them to attack. It would be bad storytelling and bad creative writing. That's why they didn't attack. And that's the entire show. That was the entire show. The other big aspect of this show tonight, on top of being a lot of nothing and a lot of filler, SmackDown Live actually did what I hope Raw does going forward. Instead of just naming people to place on a team, I like what they're doing with the men. I like what they're doing with the men. They are having qualifying matches to see who is going to be on SmackDown Live's men's squad. Now, the biggest thing here is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Shane McMahon was out to give everybody a reason as to why he did what he did. And obviously Sami Zayn came out because Shane McMahon is back. Last night we seen him, but he's back on SmackDown Live following the Hell in a Cell. Sami Zayn played a pivotal role in the conclusion of that Hell in a Cell match with Kevin Owens. So he's there to confront Shane McMahon after what happened. And Shane McMahon opened the show as he detailed why he rated Monday Night Raw. He was obviously interrupted by Sami Zayn. So let's listen in as to why Shane McMahon rated Monday Night Raw.
As everyone knows, November 19th, the Survivor Series is fast approaching us. It's the only time where SmackDown and the Raw roster compete in head-to-head competition. I learned at a very early age that when you're gonna get into a fight, it's always better to strike first.
There's his explanation.
Some of the SmackDown roster and I paid a little visit last night to Monday Night Raw.
Hashtag Under Siege is going to trend tonight.
We caught Raw completely by surprise. But I guarantee you, we won't be, because we're ready.
Look, Shane, you're out here right now as the commissioner of SmackDown Live. That's fine, but just know something. If you were standing here right now as Shane McMahon, the competitor, I would take you out in 1 second.
I love Heel Sammy, man. Heel Sammy's fucking great so far.
You understand that? And
Few
believe me,
things
I would leave you hurting. I would leave you hurting even worse than how you left Hell in a Cell.
Few things I want to mention about Heel Sammy in a little bit.
Hey. Maybe that's all for another day. Okay? The reason that I'm out here right now is to let you know that my good buddy and brother Kevin Owens he'd appreciate that, thank you. He and I have mulled it over, and we've decided, fine, we will be a part of SmackDown Live at Survivor Series. And
what a generous man, Sami Zayn.
Every night, and that is put the burden on our shoulders and carry the load as brave and fearless leaders, and the rest of the guys can follow. The bottom line is, Shane, you want us to represent SmackDown Live at Survivor Series.
I want to mention this before I forget it or before it just leaves my mind. I'm loving Heel Sammy right now. His mannerisms and his sarcasm is great, but that's all it is right now. He's got the black cap, he's got the black hoodie, he's got the black tights, you know, with his typical Sami Zayn red and white colors. But he needs to be a little bit more, just a little bit more. I don't want him to be too menacing. I don't want him to be too vicious as far as demeanor goes, but I want him to not smile all the time. I don't want him to be sarcastic all the time. I want him to be, you know, a little angry, a little pissed off from time to time. As far as his theme music, you know, maybe you can make some subtle changes to his theme music. Maybe make it a little bit more evil. Yeah, I know they changed Neville's theme music. They pretty much kept it the same, but added a little heavy tone to it. They added a nice, you know, chunk of heavy guitar to it in the beginning. Maybe they can do the same thing and rework Sami Zayn's theme song to be a little bit more heelish. But other than that, Sami Zayn, I love Sami Zayn as a babyface. I still love Sami Zayn babyface, but him acting like this now is great. I think this is a role Sami Zayn could play very well. He's proven it so far, 3 weeks now. I expect him to get better at it. Maybe even have him come out as the condescending, cocky prick now that he's with Kevin Owens. And instead of wearing the cap and the hoodie, maybe have him come out dressed in a nice suit. You know? Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, they were a comedy act. I don't want Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to be a take on what he did, Kevin Owens, with Chris Jericho. I want this to be different. This is an opportunity to elevate Sami Zayn and elevate him with a heel character. I don't want them to be the jokesters. I don't want them to be the class clowns. I want them to have that little dash of sarcasm, but as well, I want them to have a little dash of brutality. You know, Kevin Owens, we know how brutal he could get when Kevin Owens gets in the zone. That's the Kevin Owens we know and love. I'm not saying Sami Zayn has to be that way, but I want Sami Zayn to at least have a dash of that in his character. But other than that, I'm loving Sami Zayn, man. His mannerisms and his little quirks and his sarcasm, it is fucking fantastic. And I'm loving everything that Sami Zayn's doing right now as far as a heel. I just wish that further down the line we see those little tweaks to his character to make him even better and get him to that next level.
In fact, I think I would even take it up a notch and say, you need us to represent SmackDown Live at Survivor Series.
Sami, for you and Kevin, I don't want you representing SmackDown at Survivor Series. I don't need you to represent SmackDown at Survivor Series. But I will tell you what I am going to do, being the commissioner and having the bigger picture. Since this is the land of opportunity, I'm going to give you yet another one. Tonight, if you want to be on the Survivor Series team, all you have to do is defeat your opponent. Whomever wins is going to be my first representative on my Survivor Series team.
Beautiful. Hey, piece of cake, that's it? Just beat the opponent? Beat this mystery opponent? Or are you gonna just walk out and not tell me who my opponent is?
Why not?
Yeah, Shane, I want to know who my opponent is later, yes?
Tonight, you're gonna go one-on-one with the Viper, Randy Orton.
Good luck, Sami.
So that was that. And I like that, man. I like that. I don't know if Shane's going to be on the team. That's the only thing we don't know yet. Now, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say, yeah, Shane's going to be competing. I would even be a betting man and say Kurt Angle's going to be competing. Because the way that they're building the animosity with Shane and his attitude towards Monday Night Raw, I could see Kurt Angle retaliating after what was done last night. So I wouldn't put it past WWE to not include Shane and Kurt Angle, being that they both have history in themselves as well. So we have 4 weeks left, 4 qualifying matches. Shane and Kurt Angle will be the captains for SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. That's what I'm guessing. I'm not saying that that's what it's going to be, but that's what I'm guessing. I wouldn't put it past WWE to not do that. But I do like the qualifying matches aspect. Now, they already set up another qualifying match for next week. It's going to be Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Owens. So, obviously, Sami Zayn and Randy Orton was the main event tonight. We've seen Randy Orton defeat Sami Zayn. And Randy Orton is the first member of SmackDown Live. I'm assuming Shinsuke Nakamura is going to win his match next week with Kevin Owens. And that's going to make Shinsuke Nakamura team member number 2 behind Shane McMahon. But the question is, if that is the case, what are Sami and Kevin Owens going to do at the Survivor Series? I don't know. It seems like WWE's plans right now are really all over the place. The more that this goes on, the more that we see this go on, I feel the more messy it's going to be. I don't know what's going on. But I do like the qualifying matches aspect. And that was the entire show. Honestly, that was the entire show. Shane McMahon setting up qualifying matches for his Survivor Series team. The winners get to be placed at Survivor Series on his team. The losers, I don't know. Now, with the women, they honestly didn't give a flying fuck about any type of creativity with the women. What they did with the women is they had a fatal 5-way. Everybody but Natalya. Everybody but Natalya was in a match. Charlotte Flair, Lana, Tamina, Becky, Naomi, and Lana. Lana was there. I'm sorry. I mentioned Lana already. Charlotte, Lana, Tamina Snuka, Becky, and Naomi. All backstage talking. Carmella walks up, and she's looking for James Ellsworth. He's nowhere to be found. Becky then disses Ellsworth. Daniel Bryan walks up and jokes about sending a search party to look for Ellsworth. And Daniel Bryan says that all the women will be at Survivor Series. Lana points out how there are 6 women, but there can only be 5. Bryan says, Lana, you are not in the match. Thank God. Thank God. Bryan says that they will have a strong leader this year after coming up short last year because Monday Night Raw won last year. And I think Monday Night Raw is going to win again because of one little female by the name of Asuka. I do not see Monday Night Raw losing this year if Asuka is on the team. Charlotte volunteers immediately to be the captain of the team. A big argument breaks out. Daniel Bryan, in the most uncreative way, announces a fatal 5-way tonight with the winner becoming team captain. So, they want to make me care. They are pretty much saying that I should care about the women, but they're doing every possible thing to make me not care. How many fatal 5-way matches have there been on SmackDown Live? Or fatal 4-ways on SmackDown Live? I mean, enough is enough already. If that is the best that you got, I feel sorry for you. Soon as they announced a fatal 5-way, my first inclination, my first feeling was, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Simple as that. So we got the SmackDown team is being set up through qualifying matches. I understand that they can't do that same concept with the women, being that there's only fucking 6 women on the roster. You know? But you should have put or used some type of gauge. Who's been the most successful woman, or who have been the most successful women on SmackDown Live all year? You know? You could have put Carmella in the match. You could have put Naomi in the match. You could have put Charlotte. Charlotte just came back. She really didn't do anything all year. She doesn't even deserve to be the captain. She has added the least out of the most important women on SmackDown Live to SmackDown Live Women's Division. I would have made it a match between Becky and Naomi, to be honest with you. You know? That's it. Just a match like that. Becky and Naomi for the leader of SmackDown Live Women's roster at Survivor Series. No triple threat, no fatal 4-way, no fatal 5-way. WWE went about the most uncreative way possible to put all these women in one match to find one leader who's going to lead the rest of these women anyway because they're all going to Survivor Series. It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Other than that, this show was absolutely a bore. Those were the only 2 big things on this show. We had a tag team match of the New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. The Usos were on commentary. Usos sounded pretty babyface-like. I don't know. I really don't know. Benjamin and Gable, they were... It looked like they were playing a heel role in this match. I hope not. I hope not. I don't want the Usos to be a babyface team or have a babyface vibe around them. They are a heel team. The New Day, obviously, trying to get back into title contention against Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. There was only one outcome for this match. Benjamin and Gable are the number one contenders right now, so obviously they are the ones who need the momentum going into their eventual tag team championship match against the Usos. This was a pretty decent match. I'm very excited to see what happens with Benjamin and Gable when they go into a match with the Usos. I love anything having to do with the Usos. I think that's going to be a great match. I think the one match I'm looking forward to out of everything at Survivor Series is the Usos versus The Shield. Rollins and Ambrose. That's the one match I'm looking forward to out of everything so far that's been announced. But this match wasn't bad. Gable dropped Woods for a 2 count. Towards the end, Benjamin comes back in for another big move on Woods for a close pin attempt. Woods makes a comeback, levels Benjamin for a 2 count. Benjamin follows up with a spine buster. Gable tags in, goes to the top. Benjamin goes down to the outside after Kofi comes in to stop them for a double team. Gable has to come off the top rope as things are just breaking down on the outside. This leads to Benjamin kicking Woods in the back of the head. While the referee isn't looking, Gable takes advantage and gets the pin. So, Gable and Benjamin cheating to win, using sly, dirty heel tactics to beat the New Day. So, we have Xavier Woods taking a beating. I know this means nothing, but I just want to make it known here. Xavier Woods took a fucking beating with kendo stick shots. Kendo stick after kendo stick after kendo stick shot at Hell in a Cell. And one little kick to the back of the head is going to beat Xavier Woods. Not that I care. Not that I wanted the New Day to win. Obviously, the right winners here were Benjamin and Gable. But after what the New Day went through inside Hell in a Cell, you know, seeing them downed by a little kick to the back of the head just doesn't seem believable to me. The Fashion Files have a Reservoir Dog-inspired edition. I cannot even begin to tell you how desensitized, and I'm going to use that word for this show a lot. I can't tell you how desensitized I am about the Fashion Files, man, with Breezango, and now they added the Ascension into this fucking circus. All I want to do is see these teams wrestle. I don't want to see any more comedy skits. I don't care. It's not even funny anymore. It don't even get me to crack a smile. It was funny for the first 2 or 3 weeks. After that, I honestly just didn't give a shit. So, they got James Ellsworth tied up. All 4 guys. They got him tied up. They say someone saw him with a missing briefcase. So, obviously, Ellsworth, Carmella, Money in the Bank briefcase. They're going to cut off his chin and see what he's hiding. That's exactly what they said. Carmella comes in with the Money in the Bank briefcase, which is what Ellsworth was seen with and has been seen with. Carmella insults Ellsworth for not doing his job. So Fandango takes the briefcase, opens the briefcase up, and inside is dirty underwear. Shit-stained underwear. More symbolism for SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live is very reminiscent of a dirty pair of underwear with fucking skid marks and shit stains all over it. Love the symbolism here on WWE programming. They just don't know that they're comparing dirty underwear to SmackDown Live. That's the way I see it. Segment ends with the Ascension trying to convince Breezango that the Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan and Luke Harper, are to blame for everything. Next week, we now take a trip, and the Fashion Files will now mimic Stranger Things. Do you care? I don't. I just want to see these guys wrestle. I want to see the tag team division flourish. There's room for some comedic skits, but that's all that these guys have been doing. You know? They're paying attention to Gable and Benjamin and the New Day and the Usos. There's other room on the show for another tag team match. I mean, why must we get Baron Corbin and Sin Cara again? Seriously. I just want to see these guys wrestle. Daniel Bryan is on his phone. Shane McMahon walks in. Bryan asks Shane why he wasn't informed of the Raw invasion last night. Shane says the idea was to strike first and strike fast. Shane says that he was just getting ready for Survivor Series. Bryan thought they were on the same page, and he isn't sure if he agrees with Shane's decision right now. Shane says that sometimes he has to take action and make things happen. It's in his job description. Brian comments on giving his input to Shane as that's in his job description. Brian walks off. Sin Cara versus Baron Corbin. This match never even got past a minute. Baron Corbin just continuously beat the shit out of Sin Cara in the corner, and the referee tried to warn him. He got disqualified. He unloaded with strike after strike after strike until the referee finally called the match. Sin Cara wins. Last week by countout, this week by disqualification. After the bell, Corbin finally stops beating on Sin Cara. He tries to leave the ring. He asks for his title. Corbin then pulls Cara out of the ring and delivers an end of days on the floor. Fans pop and they start chanting one more time. So, Baron Corbin, I will say this. After the bell and after the end of days, I really enjoyed that little sneak peek of what Baron Corbin could turn into. Baron Corbin looked dominating. He looked angry. He looked physical. He looked intimidating. Hopefully they can build on that. Other than that, nobody gives a shit about Baron Corbin holding the United States title if his sole priority is Sin Cara. Finally, we got Jinder Mahal. If I can find Jinder Mahal's promo here on WWE's YouTube page, because I would love to play it for you guys. I don't have it. Yes, I do. It's here. It's actually here. It's here, and we're going to listen to it in a second. Jinder Mahal comes out, introduced by the Singh brothers, and they mimic Paul Heyman and the way he introduces Brock Lesnar. Now, we all know what we thought about Brock Lesnar's promo on Jinder Mahal last night on Monday Night Raw. It was absolutely truth. It was truth upon truth upon truth. Everything that Paul Heyman said was absolutely 100% legit. So Jinder Mahal comes out and he tries his best to sound intimidating. He tries his best to counter everything that Paul Heyman said, and he fails miserably. Nobody in that crowd in Milwaukee, when Jinder Mahal was responding to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman, nobody believed a word out of this guy's mouth. Everything that this guy said was met with moans and groans and a reaction of, get the fuck out of the ring. You are out of your mind. Nobody, I don't even think the 1.3 billion people that he's talking about even believes he can beat Brock Lesnar. This guy is a fucking joke. A joke. Jinder Mahal tries his best and fails miserably as he responds to Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman.
Now, unlike that used car salesman Paul Heyman, I will tell you the truth. Everything that I have in the WWE, I have earned.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Are you fucking kidding me? Remember, Vince McMahon helps Jinder Mahal write his promo, so used car salesman, the fat Jewish guy who's cheap. That's a Vince McMahon line if I ever heard one. Jinder Mahal earning everything he's gotten in the WWE. Give me a break. You went into a lab as someone else, came out someone completely different, and there you go. Vince McMahon, you're a boss. Got a fucking boner. A massive one. No Viagra needed. As soon as he's seen Jinder Mahal's new physique, yet you earned everything that you've gotten in WWE. Give me a fucking break, Mahal.
I started at the bottom, and now I am the most powerful man in the entire WWE.
This guy is out of his mind. He's living in a fantasy world.
Randy Orton. I have out-wrestled Shinsuke Nakamura.
Sure you have.
Yet
sure you have.
People don't give me the same respect, the same level of respect that I get from the 1.3 billion people.
They don't even respect you. They don't even respect you, you fucking retard. This guy sucks. Look, they're chanting USA. Why isn't he holding the United States Championship? It would make so much more sense.
Paul Heyman was right. I am not Brock Lesnar's equal. I am not Brock Lesnar's contemporary. I am not Brock Lesnar's counterpart. I am Brock Lesnar's worst nightmare.
How can anyone script a promo? How can anyone script a promo for this guy with that line? This guy is Brock Lesnar's worst nightmare? I mean, is this a comedy show at Caroline's here in New York City? Are we heading towards a comedy show at Dangerfields here in New York City? Is Jinder Mahal the headlining act? Must be! Must be! How can anyone script a line like that for Mahal, saying that he's... I don't believe what I'm hearing! Let me play that back!
I am Brock Lesnar's worst nightmare! And at Survivor Series, I will prove to all of you, and especially that human walrus, exactly why
more Vince McMahon
the
rubbish.
Maharaja era has only just begun.
Yeah, the Maharaja era has only just begun, yet you're driving away the fucking audience that's left on this show. Absolutely pathetic. If you call that a rebuttal against everything that Paul Heyman said, you're already down 0-1. You might as well just forfeit. Give me a fucking break, man. What a joke. Jinder Mahal. Brock Lesnar's worst nightmare. You're right. You're right, man. So that leads to Sunil Singh versus AJ Styles. Right? AJ Styles hits the ring. AJ Styles, man, he's been all over the fucking place. South America, at TLC, in Minneapolis. Then he was in Green Bay on Monday Night Raw. Then he's in Milwaukee on Tuesday night. The guy deserves a fucking 24-hour nap. Guy's the most devoted fucking guy in WWE. Give the guy a break. Give him a pay raise. Sunil Singh versus AJ Styles. This wasn't even a match. Before the match even started, referee ordered Jinder Mahal to go backstage. They kicked him outside the ringside area. He was gone. Send him to the back. Bell rings. AJ starts with a headbutt. Calf crusher. 1, 2, 3. It's all over. Sunil tapped. After the match, Jinder Mahal goes to Daniel Bryan and says he wants to get revenge on AJ Styles. Is Jinder Mahal going to fight AJ Styles? Of course not, because the guy sucks. The guy is a joke. So he wants the other guy, Sunil and whatever the fucking other guy's name, Samir. So next week it's going to be Samir Singh versus AJ Styles. It's going to be the same thing that we've seen this week. No different. Fatal five-way for the Women's Survivor Series match. Who's going to be the captain? Becky Lynch wins, which I'm actually happy about. Good for Becky. Good for Becky, man. I think Becky makes a great captain. So Becky pinned, or not pinned, she made Carmella tap out with the disarm her. And it was just what you usually see with a fatal five-way with these women. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Naomi took a brutal bump on the steel post. She went headfirst into the steel post while she was inside the ring. She was thrown into the steel post. That looked pretty brutal by Carmella. That was the only other spot in the match that I really cared about. So Carmella went over to argue with the referee. She goes over to work on Becky, talks some trash. Becky then catches Carmella out of nowhere with a disarm her for the win. Becky Lynch is your team captain for SmackDown Live's women's division at the Survivor Series. Dolph Ziggler is interviewed by Renee Young. Ziggler is ranting and catchphrasing. I told you so when it comes to Bobby Roode. He says being a fraud, nothing but an entrance, and being unable to hang with the greatest in-ring performer in WWE history. Okay, Bret Hart. Okay, Bret Hart. Or you could put anybody there. You know, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. You know, is he on that level? Fuck no. Ziggler says no one listened, but he beat Roode last week. Roode appeared and smirks at Ziggler. He just came out of nowhere. They have words, and this leads to Roode proposing one more match to determine who is the better man. So, we're going to get Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler one more time in a 2 out of 3 falls match for next week. Sounds interesting. Hopefully the crowd is into it. Bobby Roode says that next week he feels it will be absolutely glorious. And in the main event, Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton. This is something that I've been waiting for a while, man. I thought this would be a great undercard feud, maybe for an IC title, you know, to elevate some titles like that, or for US title. But I'm happy to see this match, one-on-one, you know, long time coming. This was a decent match, man. This was a decent main event. Obviously the best match on the show. This was to figure out who was going to be the first member of Team SmackDown Live. Obviously, Randy Orton won. RKO, 1, 2, 3. This was a very, very good match. Sami went for a haluva kick. Orton moved. Orton hits the second rope, draping DDT. Orton then hits the mat, goes, or attempts to go for the RKO. Kevin Owens comes running down, tries to distract Randy Orton. Sami rolls up Orton from behind with the referee trying to order Kevin Owens to get down from the ring apron. 1-2 count. Randy Orton kicks out. Referee argues with Kevin Owens to get down. Orton with a low blow on Sami Zayn, because that was the same way it went down last week in the tag team match with Shinsuke Nakamura and Kevin Owens. So Randy Orton returns the favor. This week, low blow to Sami Zayn while he was staring at Kevin Owens. Referee still distracted by Kevin Owens at this point. Orton, looking at Kevin Owens, delivers an RKO to Sami Zayn. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton is on Team SmackDown Live. To close the show, we go backstage. Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan reflecting on a successful show. Negative, the show was garbage. Raw didn't strike tonight. Like I told you, they're not going to strike tonight, next week, week 3. They're probably going to do it in week 4, when SmackDown least expects it. Raw didn't strike tonight, but Bryan believes they will eventually strike. Bryan says Shane better be ready when they do, because that's in his job description. Bryan walks off, and SmackDown goes off the air. Garbage show, only built around the possibility of Raw infiltrating SmackDown Live. Sami Zayn versus Randy Orton to figure out who's going to be on Team SmackDown Live, and then a fatal 5-way to find out who the captain is of the Women's Survivor Series team. And that was it. That was it. This show did absolutely nothing. Minuscule build for Survivor Series, and they did it in the most uneventful, unimportant, boring way possible. And that's just SmackDown Live. If you guys didn't miss the show, or if you guys missed the show, you didn't miss anything much. If you watched it with me, you guys know how boring it was. Simple as that. Hit the thumbs up, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Tuesday night. I will be back tomorrow with more live stream of WWE 2K18. We did it today, and I had a very, very frustrating time. If you guys want to see me rage for the first time in WWE 2K18, the live stream is on the channel right now. Make sure you guys go and check that out. 2 hours of rage-filled excitement in WWE 2K18 My Career Mode. I'll be back at it again tomorrow with episode number 5 of My Career Mode. We got NXT tomorrow night. I should be live on Twitch if all goes well, if I'm not fucking exhausted. But other than that, guys, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 85,000 subscribers. Hit that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. And if you guys missed my Monday Night Raw review from last night, over an hour long of just non-stop logic. So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more WWE 2K18 and NXT. I'll talk to you later.